All right, everyone, welcome back to One Bag, One World. Today we have a very cool video for you today. This is not a new backpack, but it is one that made a splash on the scene and I still think is worth considering today. This is the Nomatic Travel Bag 40 liter. All right, quick specs, let's knock them out. This is $330. This is the 40 liter version. There is a 30 liter version as well that comes in about $20 cheaper at 310 USD. This weighs 3.42 pounds and you'll be surprised what you get for that weight. The other one is a little less, it's like 3.2 pounds. It's a 40 liter bag and those dimensions are gonna be 21 by 14 by 9 inches and the 30 liter is gonna be 19 by 13 by 9. The entire bag is made out of tarpaulin, which is basically just like a tarp material, but it's basically polyester and they use a lot of nylon as well. Everything is water resistant and they are AquaGuard style zippers so that this bag basically does not need a rain shell. It is completely weather resistant. Now Nomatic makes nomad facing gear and it's clear that they care about what they do and it's amazing what you get for that 3.4 pounds of weight. This bag is fully featured. If I had to describe it in one kind of tagline, this is GoRuck ruggedness meets luxury. And they do an excellent job and I'm gonna show you exactly how I came to that conclusion after reviewing this bag over the last couple of weeks. Now it's a backpack that can be used as a duffel, but really in my mind, it's a duffel that can be used as a backpack. And I'll tell you kind of why I feel that way as we walk through some of the features. Now for a 40 liter bag, this holds a lot more than the capacity states. I have this completely packed out with all the stuff that I'm taking to Europe in my 35 liter Globe Rider, and it could easily probably fit, maybe not twice as much, but at least another 10 liters worth of stuff. It is incredibly spacious and it does not even look remotely close to capacity, and that's because it isn't. This is a black hole of space, and if you are looking at packing a ton of stuff and you're not too worried about weight because you can really get this thing heavy since it has so much capacity, this is an excellent bag to consider. I think for any of my US domestic flights, this might be the bag I turn to from now on just because it can fit so many things. Now this bag isn't just one big bucket of space. That's the beauty. It has so many incredible features. It really doesn't skimp on anything. There are a few things I don't like, I'll get to those, but overall I really love this bag and the build quality shines through in every aspect of it. Okay, let's start with the exterior. This is a backpack that can be a duffel, but really again, I think it's a duffel that can be a backpack. And that's because if you flip this bag over onto the back, it starts to feel like everything just makes a little more sense. So you have these backpack straps that run obviously the length of the bag like typical straps do, but you'll see this extra piece of fabric on the side. And on this one, there's a little duffel bag handle. And when you pull these, it pulls the excess fabric from your shoulder straps if they're not cinched down like mine are because I was carrying them. Then you get a duffel bag handle that comes across and you can clip that together and carry it like that. And all of the pockets are oriented to face upwards so that no matter which way you're carrying it, it either just feels like a side pocket when it's on your back or it's a regular pocket as a duffel. And the bag is basically, it's pretty boxy, right? I mean, you can kind of see that right there. It's basically a giant rectangle. It maintains its shape really well. This tarpaulin material is really nice. It's very rigid. It's got a lot of structure to it. And it's gonna maintain its shape kind of no matter how you set this thing up. And let's walk through kind of how you get access into the bag. So the reason I view it most as a duffel is because it has this big compartment right back here. This is your 100% zip essentially to get you into the bag. It's not what I would call breathable. This is basically just a sheet of that tarpaulin material, the water resistant polyester. It's got some beautiful branding. I really love their logo. Whoever designed that, props to you. But this is essentially just gonna be up against your back and with no airflow, you are going to sweat probably, which maybe makes sense why you'd want to carry it in duffel mode because then you're not sweating. Plus there is something nice about carrying a duffel bag. I used to have one growing up and I do kind of miss it. So this would kind of fulfill that nostalgic aspect for me. And it is a beautiful bag. I really have to say, I appreciate the aesthetics of the whole thing. But getting back to it, you have these zippers that go all the way around it and you'll see that this is kind of interesting, but it has this overhang, this lip of fabric that goes all the way around and conceals the zippers, which is kind of cool. And it's a pretty rigid piece of material. And the reason that is because this is where your laptop is. This is your tech compartment. So this right here, they say fits a 15-inch laptop, which it definitely will because I have my 16-inch MacBook Pro in here right now, and it still probably has a tiny bit of room. I don't think you could get a 17-inch there, but if you have a thicker laptop, there's definitely more width in that pocket. And there's also a little tablet sleeve in front of it. They're suspended. It's got this really nice soft felt material on the back here. It's super padded. It's just a really, really nice laptop compartment. Your gear is probably the most protected that it could possibly be in any bag that I've ever reviewed in this compartment. Maybe the Manal just because of their weird suspension system, which we're actually doing a review on later, so stay tuned and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe to get notified about that. But this is really, really well protected and I love it. There's just one little Velcro attachment point that secures everything in place right there. It's very, very sturdy. I really like that. There's not much more to the laptop compartment because all of the other organization is on this side of the bag, and there is a lot. Now, I'm actually just gonna take these off. All of the bags come with the hip belts and the laundry bag, which we'll get to in a second. The hip belts, they're one of these little clips that just attach to these loops on the side. I've said this in just about every video that I talk about hip belts. I'm just not a big fan. That's why it's still got the tag attached to it because I never use it, but I wanted to get a feel for how they wore. And it is a comfortable carry. These hip belts, they're not my favorite, so nothing against Nomatic. I just really don't like them. I do like a few things that they did with them though. They're super well padded. I love this kind of crunchy, foamy feel right there. Each of them has a zippered pocket. I mean, it's not super deep, but you can fit some snacks or something in there, a credit card while you're traveling around. I really like that. It's nice to have that kind of quick access around your waist. There's one of those on that side, same on the opposite. I am just probably not gonna use these. We're gonna set them aside because that, in my opinion, is where they belong. Now, you get into this compartment here and it's just a gigantic bucket, but there are gonna be things that you're gonna see that are external pockets coming into this interior space. So you can really kind of configure this bag however you want it. If you want to utilize those spaces, you can. Otherwise, they just kind of pack away against the sides and you can just have one giant duffel bag. Essentially, I've got my Peak Design Sling 4-liter and I love this thing. I've been carrying it around a lot. Someone mentioned in my last video that this magnetic buckle seems to be coming undone for some people. I haven't experienced it yet, but maybe I haven't packed it out heavy enough. So stay tuned. I will definitely update if that is the case. But this is what I would, wear on the plane actually once I put this away. This is where I'd keep my power bank, small little accessories that I want to keep with me at my seat. I've got my Peak Design medium cube, and this is the one I use in all my videos so you can get a rough idea of how big the capacity is in this bag, and it's taking up to about here. That is the amount of space that you have in this bag. It is gigantic, right? So, and there's probably, I want to say conservatively, you could get a fist width of stuff on top of this bag. That is how deep this is. And I just need to say this again, I just had all this stuff in my Matador Glowbrighter 35-liter, and it was pretty well packed out. I mean, it wasn't like bulging at the seams, but I probably wasn't gonna fit much more else in there. This doesn't even look like it made a dent. I could probably fit another third of what I have in here on top of it without even breaking a sweat. So I got my Matador day pack right here, just something to use that's a little more lightweight once I get to where I'm going. I've got my tech kit. Right now I'm using just an Osprey DOP pouch, but it's really great. I mean, I don't need like the hook feature, but it's got a lot of access. This is all of my tech stuff, and so I don't really care that there's no tech organization on the laptop sleeve because I have it all right here. Then you take out your packing cube and you can just see actually what a monstrosity this thing is. It's huge. Look how much space there is in there. That is a ton of room. And I do have some of these pockets filled with stuff, and I'm gonna tell you all about them. So first on the bottom, if you lift up that laptop sleeve, first of all, there are grab handles everywhere, by the way, and I really like that. There's a grab handle basically on every side. You can kind of use the duffel straps as grab handles from the side because they just hang behind the shoulder straps. They're not super padded except for the one on the top, which is like padded beyond belief. It is the thickest grab handle I've ever felt, and it's incredibly comfortable. I really like it. And at the bottom here, you have a shoe compartment. So these are my size 12 rainbow sandals. I have gigantic feet and they fit, I mean, like a dream, like a glove. There's just no issue with the amount of space or the size of shoe that this pocket can hold. It's got a little elastic strap here if you want to strap something down. It also, all of their bags come with their laundry bag. And I really like this, just a mesh bag. It has this elastic strap that attaches to the top. And then you can use this as a laundry bag while you're traveling. And it's just nice mesh so you can see what's in there and obviously help things breathe so it doesn't probably stink too much. That I've just been shoving right in there, but you can put that kind of wherever you want. And that is a deep pocket. I could definitely fit my sandals, probably plus another pair of shoes, plus that laundry bag right there. And this is on the bottom of the bag. It's got some extra abrasion resistance, it feels like. Feels like it's a little bit kind of coarser of a material there. Then on the sides, we can start taking a look at some of their quick access pockets. So on the right-hand side, if I was wearing this as a backpack, this would be the right-hand side. You have two zippered pockets. Now, this one is a deeper pocket, much wider, not deeper, wider. And this is where I've been putting my over-the-ear noise canceling headphones for the flights. But they have it as a notebook pocket. I just don't really travel with notebooks. Maybe if you traveled with a book that you were reading, this would be a great place to store it. I guess I'm kind of thankful that they split up the space. I just probably won't ever use this smaller pocket. You could put your passport in here, but they have kind of a dedicated RFID pocket, which I feel like, is more suited to that purpose. But there you go. If you need to store something in there about that big, you can do it. But again, they're all kind of water resistant zippers. All of their hardware is custom. It's all done in-house. They all have these really nice kind of pleathery zipper pulls, which make the zipping experience just a really pleasurable thing. They also have a sternum strap, so you're not getting load lifters on this bag, but you do have a sternum strap. It slides up and down on these rails right here, so it is slightly adjustable. There's a little attachment point on the right shoulder strap right here. This is so you could probably clip something there like a speaker. It's not like a rope, it's kind of like a thin piece of plastic right there, or of nylon. I'm not sure what to put there, but you do have the option. The stitching on this grab handle, this is the grab handle I was talking about. It's like 1.5 inches thick, and it is really, really nice to hold, really nice. And you can see this is where the shoulder strap's attached to the bag, and it's got a very, very durable attachment. You can feel that, how kind of over-engineered it is, but in a good way, because this is obviously what's securing the bag to you. The straps, they don't have load lifters, but they are attached right at the top of the bag, so it's almost less of an issue because you're not really pulling the bag that much closer to you at that point. It is a comfortable carry. I do want to say that. These aren't the most padded straps I've ever worn in my entire life. The sides, they're rounded, which is nice. It makes it a little more comfortable, but they are pretty firm. I mean, these are some firm straps, but it is comfortable, surprisingly, to carry this bag up against you. My only complaint would be the lack of airflow against the back panel here. Now on the other side, you have this gigantic full-length quick access pocket, and this is like their organization area. And this is kind of what they would expect you to use and what they kind of call out in their video for tech organization instead of using the laptop area. So they have this RFID pocket. This is what I was talking about. Anything that you want kind of secure in here. This is a really great pocket for that because it's one of the only zippers, actually I think it is the only zipper that is lockable on this entire bag, and it's RFID blocking, so great for your passport, some money, anything that you want to keep secure. On the other side, you have another zipper that goes the rest of the length, not RFID, it's just one zipper, and you've got some mesh pockets that are super stretchy in front, and then non-stretchy fabric pockets that are felt lined up here, and that's great because this is supposed to be for tech organization, so maybe things that you don't want to get scratched or you need to be a little more careful with, they would go in those pockets. And then it's got this gusset on the side, so it doesn't really just fall outwards. I mean, it does, it can kind of touch the ground, but it's nice that it has this protection, so when you unzip this, things aren't just gonna fall out. You can reach in, grab your chargers or cables, whatever, without things dumping out onto the ground. It's a small but very, very nice touch, and it shows that they used it a lot before they shipped this out for mass production. So let's zip that up, and let's get to the top of this bag. All right, at the top of the bag, we have a few pockets. The first one is this kind of quick access felt pocket right at the top. This would be like your sunglasses, your phone while you're going through security. This would be the place to do it. It sits right behind the back of your neck. The way the pocket is, the zipper's right here, but the pocket goes kind of down like this, and that's because it works in duffel and backpack carry mode, which is really nice. That is a felt lined pocket, so great for something like a Kindle as well, or an e-reader / tablet. Then you have this pocket right here. Now this one's interesting. You can tell that that is a waterproof material. It's got taped seams, and it's just very different than anything else in this bag. And that's because this is their hidden water bottle pocket. It's interesting because, a water bottle you can just kind of smush anywhere, so I guess it makes sense. I like the fact that it's in the middle of the bag because then it doesn't weigh down one side more than the other. That's something I've always found a little weird about water bottle pockets, but they are obviously more accessible on the sides than they are, right behind your neck. But that's where it would go. It would kind of go in and lay sideways, and it is waterproof, so you don't have to worry about any leaks getting into the main compartment of the bag, although that basically just hangs down into the main space. Then right behind it, and this is what I find interesting. If we pull that out, this is that water bottle pocket. You can see this is basically how much you could fit. You could probably squeeze an Nalgene in there. I assume, but that sits in this other pocket. So there's another pocket right behind it. I've been putting my toiletry kit in here just because I like having quick access to it on the road. And that is a deep, deep pocket right there. That is deep. And that also is into the main compartment of this bag. And I've just been throwing my toiletry kit in there, but they have this as kind of a socks and underwear pocket on their website. They talk about this space being useful to kind of separate things. So basically kind of steering you away from packing cubes. And even though they use packing cubes in their video, it's just nice that you can organize this bag however you want with their pockets. Sure, it's a socks and underwear pocket in their video. You do you. Put your toiletry kit in there, whatever you want to do. And it's a ton of space. And if you're not using it, you know, it just is going to pack completely flat right at the top here. And you just have a ton of capacity then in the main area. Now there is a little kind of valve thing that I want to show you, and it's on this felt quick access pocket right up here that we were just looking at. This is the one I was talking about when you're going through security, etc. There is a little pass-through port. Let me see if I can get into the main compartment, and it's probably easier to show you. You have this pass-through port right here, and you could wire, because this is going into your quick access pocket, the felt lined one. You could, you know, charge your phone through this. You could put a power bank and then charge something in the bag. Like for example, your tablet that's on this laptop compartment, you could have the cord running from there into there if you wanted to, which is just a really nice kind of small random feature, but I really like that. They've really shown that they wanted to make a great bag for travelers, and I think they did exactly that. It has a ton of customization. You can see how much space you can see how much space can really eat into this main compartment though if you use these things, but honestly, if they're doing their purpose, if you have all your shoes packed in this side, if you have your toiletries, socks and underwear up here, if you have your electronics on the side and your laptop back here, you probably don't need much more space than what's left in the middle of this bag. And there's just so much room still on top of that. You can throw a layer on there and you're barely even breaking a sweat. The last thing I want to call out is on the front here. There's like this little gap. This is their luggage pass-through. So it's actually on the front of the bag rather than the back. And you can also, what I've been doing is I've been taking my jacket and I've just been rolling it up and stuffing it through here. And that's been how I've been carrying it kind of while I'm on the go. It's a really cool bag by a really cool company. 3.5 pounds and under. This is a great bag for you. If you want to carry a ton of stuff, this is a great bag for you. It fits more than probably any other bag I own at this size. This has to be the winner for biggest amount of capacity at the expressed dimensions that they have on their website. All right, I'm gonna quickly throw it on and show you what it looks like to wear, as well as how you transition into duffel mode. All right, again, 5'9". Right now I'm about 174 pounds. This bag looks big, right? And that's because it is. For 40 liters, this is a big, big bag. I mean, it looks like a 40-liter bag, but it is quite comfortable to carry. You can see that it holds its shape really well. It doesn't slump. I have everything still on the floor from when I took it out, and it's still maintaining its form extremely well. So it's not saggy if that's something you're worried about. Now, I don't have the hip belt on right now, but one thing to note is I'm a size 32 waist, and I had to have that thing cinched down to complete max all the way for it to actually feel snug against my waist. And even then, there's still probably a tiny little bit of room. So just something to think about. Maybe I'm a little bit closer to a 31, but if you have a small waist, that hip belt probably isn't gonna do anything for you. But this is what the bag looks like. If you wanted to switch it in to duffel mode, you take it off. You've got the straps right here. Now the thing is, you're gonna have to loosen these straps because that is what gives you the slack for the duffel handles on the side here to come into play. And there you go. You just wrap that up, and now you've got your duffel bag right there. And you can obviously tighten those shoulder straps if you want a lower kind of center of gravity for the carry, and you can clip these shoulder straps together using the sternum strap in order to stop them from flopping around. And that is it for the Nomatic 40-liter travel bag. I really hope you enjoyed this review. We're gonna take a brief break because we're going on a summer vacation, but hopefully we'll have some more content for you from that time, as well as some more backpack reviews coming in the future. So please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great summer. Take care.